Maddie and welcome to this week's video. So for this week's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to use Lightroom and how to do all the presets on it, how to create your own, and how to use them, apply them on a particular picture. So I'm just going to show you guys a few little examples. I'm going to be showing you guys some blogger type style, and then kind of how to do a little bit of a color change-ish thing on Lightroom. So yeah, I will be having my screen recording up here on the side, so you'll be able to see that. But anyways, without further ado, let's get straight on into this video. So I'm going to be going over to Lightroom, and you'll be able to see all like my pictures that I use on here. I've really been using Lightroom, so you'll be able to see all of these. So once you open Lightroom, you have this first page that you get to that has like all of your photos if you've been using Lightroom. So we are going to pick a picture. So let's do this one, because this one I really like to use for my blogger style. Okay, so we're going to be using this photo, which is just a photo of me at the pool, and this is currently what it looks like, not edited right now. So I have a bunch of presets done, but I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the presets on here and then how to apply them. So first thing that you want to do is you want to go to light, and depending on how much exposure you want, this is where you're going to play with your exposure. So you can make it darker or lighter. For my Lightroom style presets, I like to do a high level of exposure, but not way too high. So I like to put it around like 35-ish. So right now it's sitting at 34. So I'm going to do a little bit of a contrast, and you can kind of play around with this. I like to put the contrast just a little bit, but not too much. I like to put it right about like 8, 9, somewhere in that general area. And then highlights, you can play around with that. I like to make my highlights at like -32-ish, so somewhere in that little ballpark. You want to play around with each of the little settings just to figure out what works best for you and your particular feed. For this one, I'm really going to drop the shadows down to about 50. And then I'm going to see how the whites are. Kind of like it like that. So we're going to make the whites at 41. And then black, I like to make my black at about like 4. I'm going to move whites down a little bit. And what I like to do is once I kind of have all of them set, I try to, if I want to touch up a little one and move one, I kind of do a little bit of that. Okay, I moved shadows down a little bit as well. So that's what I like to do for the light portion of it. And then I'm going to go over to color, and then this is where I'm going to, you can go either blue, which is what I like to do, that is kind of what my feed is towards right now, or if you want to do a little bit more of like this orangey pinkish color feed, you can go up in the spectrum on there. And yeah, so I'm gonna have mine at about 10 right now. Like this is a 10 plus, just so I can kind of show you guys how to do it with the color. Like you can actually see that color. I mean, you can obviously see the blue, but I always use blue, so we're gonna go with a little bit different. So about like 10, 9, somewhere in that general area. And then you can tint it if you want to have a certain color tint. I add a little bit of purple, and I do it at about 9 as well. And then vibrance, I put vibrance at about 14, 15-ish, somewhere in that general area. You don't want it to be too bright, but as well you want it to be appealing. And then saturation, I don't make it saturated that much, but I actually, this one I'm going to decrease the saturation on it just a little bit. And then I'm actually going to add a little bit more tint and a little bit more of the temp. So this is what you kind of do. You just play around with each of the settings and try to figure out what kind of vibe you want to go for, really, and edit your photo just like that. Now we're going to go into the effects, and this is where you can do what we call split toning. So split toning is where you can do certain highlights and certain shadows, certain colors, and have them balance out. So for example, say I'm going to do this blue, but I as well want to do this green. I'm obviously not going to do this, but this is like how you balance. But I 90% of the time don't do split tone. If I do, I tend to put it on the darkest color, like spectrum, like sit right there at that bottom. But that's about it for that. I'm just gonna set this at 0 and done. Okay, awesome. So now when you go through the effects, I like to go to green and just put a little bit of green on it, not too much. I would say right about like 5, anywhere between 5 and 10 is where you want to put your green level at. And for size, I'm putting it at about 15 right now. And then roughness, I'm keeping that at about 20-ish. And then I don't really play with the texture, clarity, dehaze, or vintage at all. I really don't ever touch that. And then I'm going to go into detail, and this is where you can sharpen. So we're going to sharpen, we're putting it at 109 right now. You don't have to do this. The difference isn't really too noticeable. It just makes it more of a crisper. And then noise reduction, I like to always put my noise reduction on. I don't know why, but I do. And then I always do my color noise reduction as well. And then detail, I put detail roughly at about 60-ish. You don't have to do it that high. Again, play around with it, see what works best for you, your feed, and always you can adjust these based on the picture itself. So yeah. And then smoothness, we're gonna put that at 67. Awesome. So now we have this little configuration done. So this is what the original picture looks like, and this is what the preset picture looks like. Which honestly, not gonna lie, I like them both ways. They both look really good. But it depends on what you're doing for your feed. Honestly, I would post them both ways. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna save it. So now that we have this set and ready to go, you're going to click these 3 little dots up there in the corner, and then where it says create preset. That's what you're going to do, and then you're going to make sure you have all of the ones clicked for your profile, which is the color, the light, color effects, detail, basically anything that you used, if that's what you want to be automatically saved. So I'm just going to put this as blogger orange because it has that like orangey tint to it, and it kind of, you know, it's a little bit different than what I personally use. Now we're gonna go on to a different picture. So let's say I want to use, let's say I want to use this picture. I know all of you guys have pretty much seen this picture of me. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go to presets right here. It's gonna be like these two little circles that look like lenses with like a cross scratch in between them, and then all of it's gonna come up under user presets unless you have them set in different folders. I'm gonna click the blogger orange and it automatically applies straight on to the picture, just like you had the settings for the last one. You click the check mark and it automatically sets. But you can go into them, for example, and say, I want to make it saturated. No, that just looks bad. Say I want to pull the saturation down and switch the blue, but I like everything else. So you can do that. You can play around with each one of them, and then you just click, awesome, save it. And there you go. And then you hold it down and you can see the contrast, the before and after. So yeah. Hey guys, thank you guys so much for watching this week's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this video helped you guys out with creating your own presets and helping you find a really unique style for your Instagram feed. If you guys enjoyed this week's video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, turn on the post notifications, and leave comments, and I will be responding back to every single comment. So yeah. Also, if you guys have any suggestions on video ideas that you want me to do, let me know, as well as DM them to me on Instagram, which I will have my Instagram right here for you guys. So let me know. And yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.